Hey, this is Christopher with an episode here of Let's Take a Moment, where we talk about two of my favorite things, food and travel. Today we want to talk about Huya Coffee. They're located at 1901 Shemin Metairie Road in Youngsville. They're right across from Ascension Episcopal campus, the high school campus, and I just am absolutely excited to tell you about a coffee shop that has a lot of heart, that has custom craft coffees, and just an amazing set of baked goods that I think will surprise and delight anyone who stops in and takes a look at it. So let's just talk about the location. First off, it's really easy to get in and out of. Right there outside of Sugar Mill Pond, right behind that pond. So it's pretty easy to get to if you're in the Youngsville, Broussard, Lafayette area. If you're not in the Youngsville area, it is worth taking a trip out there. I promise you, you won't regret it. Second off, let's talk about the environment. So when I showed up, one of the things I observed is that they've got some really great outdoor seating area that's super comfy, and it's shaded so that way you're not in the sweltering heat. We've actually sat out there for brunch before and been decently comfortable. Now, I live in South Louisiana, so, you know, decently comfortable means 80 to 90 degree weather. So if you're not totally into heat, that's okay. They've got inside seating as well. I'll talk about that. When you look at the indoor seating, there's a lot of tables that you can kind of sit. I think they're going to be redoing those tables and giving a little bit more space so that more folks can sit together. But they've got some really neat benches that are a little bit higher that you can sit at with power plugs. Great if you're bringing a laptop or you want to sit down and have a morning coffee meeting. I think it's really great. In terms of the actual experience, so when I went the first time, I was greeted immediately. One of the things that I will tell you is their staff is incredibly friendly. They put a lot of effort into connecting with customers and making your experience one that you won't forget, in a positive way, of course. They have an array of various items. So let's talk about the coffee. They have all the standard coffee that you would expect. They brew Rev, but if you want them to brew other coffee, they've got that as well at the slow bar, right? So you can do the counter, but you can also do the slow bar. I'll talk a little about that in a second. So additional to that, they also have a bunch of baked goods, anything from pastries to little cookies or macaroons. Everything's baked in-house. They do a really good job with everything. It's impressive. Now, here is the thing that my first impression of it was the Pop-Tarts. When you go up there, you will see that they have a row of Pop-Tarts. Now, some of those Pop-Tarts are there all the time, and some of them are seasonal. So they'll have some that they'll order a bunch of blueberries, for example, from a local farm. They'll make up, their pastries, and they'll have it for as long as they have fresh blueberries. Once they're out of season or once that batch is done, it's a limited time run. They may bring it back later, but it's one of those things where you want to get it while it's available, because they keep on making sure they have new and exciting options for their Pop-Tarts every so often. Now, there are some that are staples, like the Boudin Pop-Tart. I know you're saying, A, Pop-Tart, B, Boudin. Trust me, this is not the Pop-Tart that you're getting from the store. I mean, this is just like one of those commercials where it's really soft and crunchy and warm and tasty. And then Boudin, as a Cajun, anything that has cracklin or Boudin in it, sign me up. I know it's not the healthiest thing to do, but oh, it's so good. So we got the Boudin Pop-Tart, and OMG, I didn't think I needed it in my life, but now I know that I'm wrong for not knowing that Pop-Tarts and Boudin should go together. They're a match made in Acadiana. That's what I say. Well, had an absolutely pleasant experience. I let the barista surprise me with the coffee. I think I had an Americano, an iced Americano. It's really, really, really great. Now, I'm a diabetic, so there's limits to what I tried out, but my wife and I have gone back several times, and they've got lots of different pastries, and they've got lots of different options. They had a pizza Pop-Tart. That was fun. But another big part of it is they put a lot of effort into their actual coffee. Now, they have something called the slow bar. Didn't really understand what that meant. So basically, there is a dedicated area where they can do a various set of brew types. They've got some interesting contraptions, anything from those AeroPress, those little small sort of plastic plunger looking things, to pour over, to other way more involved mechanisms to do your coffee. But I mean, they've really got it set up this really incredible experience here that if you want to sit and really enjoy your coffee, you can. Now, if you're someone who's on the go, they have a drive-through. One other thing that you'll notice is that they will take your order at the window because they want to get to know you as a person. A lot of coffee places are just trying to get more, cups out the window. They really want to make sure that they deliver, high quality, well-crafted coffee, but they want to know the people that are getting it because they want you to enjoy the experience. For them, that comes, first, and then, having high volume, I think, is definitely welcome. I'm sure they want the business, but they never want to forget the people that they're serving. And so I love that culture that they have. They will learn your name. On my second visit, Logan is one of the staff folks there. She knows my name by heart. She sees me, she's like, "What's up, Chris?" And it's like going to Cheers, right? Where you're sitting down at the bar with all the people and they know your name, the theme song. That's what I feel like at Huya. They know your name. You're not just someone there to get a cup of coffee. You're a part of their extended family, and they really feel like they're inviting you into their experience, and that really is something that they value. And I think getting a chance to talk with their owners, that was to me, where I felt like this place is special. They're not just trying to make coffee and make a buck. Obviously, their business, they want to be profitable. I hope they are. But what I was blown away by and has earned my return business is that they care about you. And so that's a big thing, right? Additional to that, one of the big things about the Slow Bar, they have something called the Brew Trilogy. Now, I am not a coffee aficionado. I'm not a coffee snob. I'm learning a little bit. I'm getting a more mature palate. I'm getting educated. But what you can do is you have to schedule in advance. You'll get a dessert, you'll get a sandwich, and you get three types of brewed coffee. And what they'll do is they'll take one bean, they'll show you the grind type, they'll talk about temperature and brewing styles, and then they'll let you start to experience the various tastes from that bean based off of different methods of brewing, different grind types, and of course all the prep that goes into that, including the temperature as they're brewing it. And so it's really, really, really fun. David does an incredible show. If you have a group of friends that want to sit down and do it, they'll do it in batches of, I think, 2, and so you can have up to 4 people join. We went through as a group. My staff at Rooted did it. It was fantastic. Now, I will tell you, you would think you'd be buzzing out after with so much coffee, but believe it or not, they really did space it out and do portions and we really got to taste the difference in each coffee, and I felt like I learned a whole lot during that session, and it tasted so scrumptious. And they made us sandwiches. Again, I'm so easy. I'm like, surprise me, and they just gave me something with a croissant and some really cool jelly, and it was really good. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about Huya. Final kind of thoughts on recap. Number one, they have a great experience. They've put a premium on making really great coffee, really great food, really great service, right? So they've really made sure that the coffee and the food and the service are a premium. Additional to that, they've got some unique offerings, right? They're really the Slow Bar, and more specifically the Brew Trilogy that you get to experience, I think is really great. Those two kind of go hand in hand because you get to really learn about coffee, and they will again show you and take the time to help you understand and better appreciate coffee and enjoy it more, get more out of that coffee experience. And I would say the big thing is that they put a lot of effort into these crafted edibles, right? The Pop-Tarts to me are one of the funnest things. If you go there, it's not the only thing to eat at all. There's other things that are absolutely great. On the weekends, they have amazing specials, great sandwiches, great things to grab. So you just gotta kind of keep up with their social media, which I'll link in the description below. That way you can kind of keep up with what they've got going on, because they'll say, hey, this is what we're having this weekend, and I'll make a special trip on a Saturday just to go and get it, because it's worth taking time out to go get it while it's fresh and available, and it's now something I'm looking forward to. I don't normally associate that with a coffee shop. I normally say, hey, I get my coffee, and there's this sort of static menu, but they really do have that, plus all these other things that they're doing. So I feel like if you're looking for a really unique coffee experience, if you're looking for really high quality coffee, that you are more mature in your taste and your appreciation of coffee, Huya is going to be the place to go. But I don't want to send this message that it's only for the coffee elite. They have something that is aimed at anyone, right? They're trying to help everyone experience coffee in a great way. So if you're like me and you're sort of on the lower end of this perspective and coffee is more of a utility, you'll absolutely enjoy it as well. because they brew Rev, the coffee is just absolutely great, and I didn't realize how much I love Rev roasters, but you know, after having gotten coffee consistently there, you can absolutely begin to taste the difference between other coffees, and so I'm really starting to lean towards that. But like I said, they also will have other coffees there that if you want to try different flavors or different brands, you certainly can. Overall, I highly recommend Huya. We've gotten to know them really, really well. We love what they're doing. We want their business to grow. So if you haven't checked them out, go visit them on Facebook, go like their page, go ahead and visit them on site. I'm gonna put some B-roll at the end of this clip, but before you check that out, if you like what we're producing, go ahead and hit that like button and that subscribe button. It helps us to produce these videos and to support local business. Put your thoughts in the comments below. Definitely let us know how it went, and maybe we'll see you there because we're going there all the time now. Anyway, take care. Y'all have a great one.